I'm Corey, and here are the consequences if I lose the game. My camera is placed in a circle of tea, all of my tea. I click on my computer to donate $500 to the anti-charity that I've chosen, and then I chug my Mountain Dew, 20 ounces of it that have been mixed up with soy sauce and hot sauce. After that, I use a hammer to smash my camera, and then I light that circle of tea on fire around my smashed camera. And finally, I use the clippers to trim off all of my facial hair, except for a little mustache right in the center. That's right, a Hitler mustache that I need to wear for the subsequent week after I've lost. Here's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the little game that we're playing at the Machination log for July of 2017. And the game is about tracking habits and goals that we have for ourselves. You'll recall that in a recent podcast, David talked about his Resolution 28, which was, and I have it written down here, his resolution was to stop talking about the things that he's not actively in the process of completing. This game is related to that. It's not exactly the same thing about what David was talking about, but it has the same flavor, if you will. The idea is that we know how to get better. We know how to live better lives. We have an idea about what we should do. For instance, we should be sleeping more or going to the gym or eating better. But without making the commitment to any of these things, they never happen. Or without knowing where to start on these things, it just doesn't come to fruition. So that's what this game is about. It's about picking between 1 and 3 habits that we want to track throughout the month and setting up consequences if we can't reach those goals, and also rewards if we can reach those goals. So let's go into a little bit more detail about what you need to do if you want to join this game. If you want to get better, then here's what you need to do. You need to pick the habits that you want to work on throughout the month. We're going to set the bar relatively low and not try and improve everything at the same time. This is just 1 month that we're talking about. It's a short period of time, but it's also long enough to get results. So we're picking between 1 and 3 things. So here's what I'm picking. I'm only picking 2 things, and here they are. I'm going to work every single day for 3 hours on the tasks that I have decided are the most important for me. And I go into detail in the link linked to this video on what exactly that means. And the second habit that I'm tracking is a weekly habit. This is not daily like the other one, it's a weekly habit, which is to publish on my blog, corysmeda.com, once a week on Thursdays. So that's it. Those are the only 2 things that I'm tracking, and that's what I need to work on throughout the month. So that's what you need to decide too. Decide on between 1 and 3 habits that you want to track for yourself, and also the frequency. So another example is you might want to start going to the gym, but you probably don't want to go to the gym every single day. That's fine. Just decide at the very beginning of this that you'd like to go 3 days a week. Perhaps you could say Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's your goal, okay? Or you could say 3 days a week. That's fine too. The point is to define it at the very beginning. And next, the fun part. Consequences and rewards. Your consequences do not need to be as drastic as losing about $1,500 worth of stuff and having a Hitler mustache, but you need to decide on something that will have meaning to you. It's something that will encourage you to not screw up. And also, you should pick a reward. So I haven't said what my reward is yet. Here it is. So I've had this backpack for quite a long time, and it's a nice backpack, but I've been thinking about getting a new one. So if I succeed in this challenge, if I win the game by making it to the end, I'm going to get myself a new backpack. So that's the reward that I've set for myself. And also, finally, if you want to do this, you need to set a difficulty level for yourself. So here are the levels. I prepared this note. You can play the game on baby mode, normal mode, glorious mode, supreme mode, or insane mode, although I don't recommend insane mode. I'm going to be playing on supreme mode, and that means that I'm only allowed to fail one time during this month. Why am I even doing this? So, I've experienced success in instilling one of these habits by doing a similar thing in the past. Back in September, I wanted to instill the habit of good sleep, because I know that sleeping well is a way to improve my quality of life. And hey, it's free, so let's do that. So I wanted to stop going on the internet. That was the reason that I was failing to get good sleep. It's because at the end of the day, my willpower is depleted, and it was very easy for me to just start clicking around on the computer. So I said, no, I'm not going to do that anymore, and instead I'm going to start going to bed at a regular time. And what I did was to change my Facebook profile picture to a calendar that I updated. I'm sorry, not the profile picture, but rather the top photo. I think it's called the cover photo at the very top of the Facebook page. I turned that into a calendar, and on that calendar I updated it every day to say whether I failed or succeeded on the night before to go to bed on time. And knowing that I would have to report on the success or failure of whether I hit that bedtime to everybody on my Facebook page, it made me adhere better to that habit I set up for myself. That is what we're doing with this game that we're playing here at the Machination Log as well. We're going to put a calendar that you are going to update every single day on a website next to everybody else's calendar, where you say whether you accomplished your goals or didn't accomplish your goals for that day. And the point is that by having to put that report up there, and by knowing that everybody's going to see that report, you're going to follow through on what you said you would do. How do you start? What do you do if you want to join this game? We have a link attached to this video where you go to a form where you're going to put in the consequences for your failure, the reward if you succeed, if you make it to the end of the game. You need to write down your 1 to 3 habits that you're going to practice throughout the month. And finally, the mode that you're going to play the game on. Baby mode, normal mode, glorious, supreme, or insane mode. Again, I don't recommend insane mode, which is to never fail. You need to, I think that you should let yourself fail at least once, but maybe you want to play on insane mode. I'm not going to stop you from that. So anyway, if you want to join this, you have to do it by July 5th. Preferably, you're on board by July 1st this year, which is 2017, but the absolute deadline to join is July 5th, 2017. And we're only allowing 10 people to join the group because I can't keep track of more than 10 of these spreadsheets, and that's just going to become overwhelming for me. So if you click on the link below and the form is no longer available, that's because we got more than 10 people on board, and you're going to have to join the game the next time that we run it. I know that you know what habits that you need to implement into your life, or at least one habit that you'd like to test for a little while. Right now is the best time to do it. Actually, yesterday was the best time to do it, but the second best is right now. So you need to join the Machination Log accountability team to play this game for July 2017. You need to make this commitment and then test to see whether you can make it to the end. So if you want to do that, you need to click on the link, fill out the form, and if you missed out, then maybe we'll run this game again in the future. But anyway, you should come over to machinationlog.com to see all of our success, or the carnage. We'll see you over there.